What's up, y'all? It's Hard Time Gaming. We're back in DriftCE. It's gonna be a short one today, but I'm gonna give you my full and honest thoughts on, honestly, DriftCE. Now, as you can see, I have my assortment of vehicles, each one representing having the represented engine that's in this game. The dual overhead cam V8, the inline 4, the inline 6, which is kind of a dead giveaway because anyone knows they're two JZs. You know, it. Real recognize real. And the rotary set. Honestly, this game's not too hard once you start getting the basics. Hell, this is actually my second playthrough of a new game. So it didn't take me long to, well, reclaim this old beauty back to its former glory with a rods and pistons, basic heads, forged cams V8. And this sucker makes a generous almost 600 horsepower, as you can see on the graph. Small cars like this, they don't require much power. This thing's just like, just so good. At least the way I got it set up. But, why did I close that? Now, there are a couple of nitpicks on game I am gonna throw at this. One, I want to see pushrod more. I want to see more engine options, such as, you know, like V6, V10s, and hell, maybe even V12s. Because there's a 350Z in this game, and it says inline 6 from factory. Not true. The Nissan 350Z, hold on, let me pull this out. Ah, there she is. The Nissan 350Z, or the Nissan Fairlady Z, known in various other parts of the world. Let this thing hurry up and load up. Comes with a naturally aspirated V6, 3.5 liter V6, or designation VQ35DE. But for whatever reason in this game, they say inline 6. Which I'm slightly confused. Now, if an earlier prototype were to come with an inline 6, that would kind of make sense, you know, concept testing and all that. But in actuality, the production model comes with a naturally aspirated V6. I would love to have twin turbo. But, anyways. Yes. Now, when it comes to the engine options, like I said, I would love to see more pushrod V8s, such as, you know, LS-based platforms, or maybe Mopar. A dual overhead cam V8 is not bad. It's just, I don't know. I like diversity. I want to see what kind of other engines we could put together and stuff in some ridiculous shit. Like this. Turn this down here so I can think. But yeah, I want to see more engine options. Hell, when it comes down to the rotaries, I only have like the option for from 3 to a 4 rotor. This is just a 3 rotor, for example. My RX-7 has the 4 rotor in it, but I want to have the ability to make a 2 rotor because they're a lot more common than what you think when it comes to rotary specifications. 3 rotors are a bit of an in-between. 4 rotors, are, you have to special order those from Australia. And yes, and I didn't know about this, but a 12 rotor exists. I think only one exists somewhere, and I believe it's here in the States, but I don't know how that lucky fucker acquired it, but I can't remember who the hell it was, but it's some dude on YouTube that has the one and only 12 rotor rotary. Anyways, off of a random spiel, but I want to have the option to make a 2 rotor, which they still can make a phenomenal amount of power. I think the most powerful one I've seen was just a titch over 1,000, but that's kind of pushing limits, especially with, you know, just stock, you know, housing plates and all that, housing combustion chambers, housing plates and all that. But these things can take an enormous amount of abuse. Just ask the Vargas brothers from Angel Motorsports about that. Them guys are rotary crazy. But yes, I like to see more swappable options. Also, more diverse, parts. A lot more aftermarket parts. Especially for some cars that only have like one body kit. I wonder how many this thing has. Well, it's got like 2 options total, but I'm using the, I guess it would be Type 3, wouldn't it? Yeah, Type 3, but I believe this is a Veil-side body kit I have not seen since like the original Juice game from PlayStation 2. Now I forgot how good this thing looked. I mean, yeah, pretty much just more engine swap options like V6s, pushrod style engines, single cam in the middle, no overhead cam, no dual overhead cam, like overhead valve engines like an LS. But right now I'm making do with what I got. And one last little tidbit: better engine sounds, because some of these don't sound exactly right even with my headphones. But probably reputation. Also, more car options, because I literally got every car in the damn game, like every single one. Like top to bottom, every single one. And that's kind of put me at a a weird impasse. Just sitting here waiting. This game has only been out since, what's today? Memorial Day. I shouldn't even be recording this, but I figured I'd give my input. But it's been out since May 11th on a Thursday, so. And a lot more wheel options too, because these not very good wheel options. Like some of them are not very favorable in my book. It's only like a small handful that is like these ones for my old E30, these ones for various other cars, these ones from all my BRZ, and sometimes these ones depending how I feel, but they don't stick out good enough. Even with the 120 mil spacers, like this thing's got 120 mil spacers on the front, I believe like 110s on the rear, just to give it that, well, like it's got, steering arms and knuckles for a drift kit. Angle kit, there we go. Because angle kits do push the front track out a bit more. But, there's some cars that require, like, a bit more spacer just to have the edge of the tire just poke out just a wee bit, like, this one. A lot more aftermarket, more body kits for especially the cars. I only have like literally one, I think. A lot more cars too, for sure. Maybe like the old S. Well, there's one S13, but that's one of the SX. I want a Sylvia S13 and be able to do front clip conversions. I mean, if we're able to change body panels like this on the front half, I mean, why not front clip conversion? That's kind of wish list stuff, but. Alright, now I figured I'd give you my take on it. I love it, but we need more stuff. Especially more engines. And the ability to do more with the rotary engines for sure. 2 rotor should be like, a given. 3 rotor, you don't see those as often as they think they do. 2 rotors are a bit more civilian based. 3 rotors, naturally aspirated. I think an RX-8 had one of these as a sport model for like a Mazda Speed version, but can't remember. But there's my, my opinions of it. Love it, but we need more stuff and a lot more accurate information, especially when it comes to the Z. Never came with a straight 6, came with a V6. But I guess they were just working with what they got since they started on PCs to start with the Drift 21. Anyways, I need to quit rambling. Hopefully y'all have a well, hold up. Let's get out and slap a little bit as a send-off here. Take my V8 Miata out for a run. Get a couple laps in on the Manami. But yeah, more engine swap options, V6, V10s, V12s, maybe even pushrod LS based platforms. Maybe even start naming off like the leaders of the engine. Other than that, if y'all at least found this informative from my standpoint, what this game could really use and probably benefit from. And it also doesn't help that they're not advertising it. So player numbers and other things are down for this, especially on consoles. They're kind of shooting their own selves in the foot when it comes down to it. But other than that, hopefully y'all found this video very informative, and hopefully CarX puts out their update this week. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And remember to obey your local traffic laws.